On the thread death, Eneps here today with another recommendation, and today I'm recommending the Wild Arms series. One of my favorite JRPG series, maybe not of all time, that's reserved for Final Fantasy and Tales of games, but the Wild Arms is quite up there for me. Now, I will admit, the first 3 Wild Arms games are the best. Not to say 4 or 5, or even the PSP games are bad, but they're lacking a little bit something. Though, they all have interesting and great stories, even if they don't have a great cast of characters. I'm looking at you, Wild Arms 5. But still, I do find things about them that I can enjoy. Mainly, like I was mentioning, was the story. The story in all Wild Arms games are, I guess you could say, all the stories in Wild Arms games have me intrigued. They start off simple most of the time, but then they get bigger and grander, like most JRPGs, I'll admit. But something about them draws me to them. I think it's the Western theme of all of them, and how they handle that. Because, as you know, Wild Arms games are pretty much a Western, are pretty much set in the West. And I really like Old West movies. I like that kind of setting. Especially of their weapons, the arms themselves. Not the Nintendo Switch game, that's something completely different. It's the special guns they use, or weapons, that might be a gun and also be a sword. I don't know how to explain it properly, but they let them use special abilities, whether by casting magic or straight up turning them into some kind of badass looking knight. I mentioned before that the first 3 games are my favorite. It's mostly because I love turn-based JRPGs. Now, Wild Arms 4 and 5, they do have turn-based, but they changed it up for like a hexagonal system where you move your characters to certain places on the map, and that's good and all, but I really wished they just kept it simple with a turn-based system. I know they gotta innovate, they know they have to keep the gameplay fresh, and I do appreciate that. But sometimes it gets really, really annoying dealing with all that crap. And it also gets annoying dealing with having too many party members. Yeah, I'll admit, I don't like having a whole lot of party members. Sure, in some games it makes sense, it's useful, but in the first 3 games, they kept it pretty small. Like, most of them had like 4 to 5 or even 6. Well, I don't think they ever went over 5, I believe. It's been a while. I've only recently replayed Wild Arms 3 and been playing a little bit of 5. Yeah, because Wild Arms 3 only has 4 party members that you use throughout the whole game, which I really like. It keeps it nice and simple. You don't have to switch out party members when they're low on health. You know what you have, you know how to set them up properly and all that, which I really, really enjoy. That's my recommendation for today. This is Eneps saying toodles.